All right, so welcome. Another wonderful evening here in sunny South Florida. Sun's going down, but it's still very warm in the 70s. So I want to give you all a warm welcome all over the country. I'm T.C. Chambers, Executive Vice President Infinity with myEcon, and it's my plum-pleasing pleasure to be the one to present this information to you. If you're a guest on here for the first time, the individuals that invited you to this overview tonight did so because they felt that the information you'd received tonight could have a positive impact on your life if you chose to use that information. And let me be the first to tell you they were absolutely correct. myEcon, we're the personal financial success company because that's what we do. We've actually empowered over 70,000 plus people since we've been in business, individuals and families with the knowledge and tools they need to improve their personal finances. Now we say personal finances. Well, the name of the company, myEcon, is short for my economy. See, Donald Trump is the CEO and the president of the U.S. economy. You have a local mayor and you have a governor who are in charge of your city and your state's economy. Well, guess what? Who's the person do you think that's in charge of your household's economy? So your household, your finance in your household, if you think of it as an economy, then that would be you. The CEO of your economy would be you. That means your success of your economy, not failure, the success of your economy is dependent on you. It depends on the knowledge and tools you get specific to finance and money and how you use them. See, I think you would have to agree, or I would ask you to think about the fact that where you are right now financially, wherever that may be, is a direct correlation to what you've learned in the past specific to finance and money and what you've done about it, how you use that information, and that's gotten us to where we are today. Now, if where you are today is not where you want to go, it doesn't mean where you are now is not good. It just means you're not quite at your destination yet. Then that would mean typically you may have to do something different in order to get a different result. So we're going to give you some actionable information that if you apply it, it will absolutely have a positive impact on your life. Let's take a little more time to talk a little bit about myEcon itself, the company. So myEcon is a 14-year-old debt-free, technology-driven company based in Atlanta, Georgia, and to date the company has empowered its associates with enough knowledge, actionable knowledge, tools, and a vehicle to shift over $450,000 of cash flow back into their households. Now, we anticipate with the continued growth and improvement of our systems, the advances in technology that in the next 12 months, our associates will increase their cash flow in excess of another $100 million. Now, why is cash flow so important? Well, cash flow is what you need to fund your retirement accounts. Cash flow is what you need to pay down your debt. Cash flow is what you need to get you from point A to point B. Put gasoline in your car, food on your table. So cash flow fuels all the things that we need to propel us forward. Cash flow is what's going to be the fueling or deciding factor to allow you to be able to live your life on your own terms. Now, let's talk a little bit about what I mean by that. Personal financial success. See, most people in America have two major financial objectives. One is to be able to make enough money now to be able to live your life or the desired quality of life you set forth for yourself and your family. Now, how we do that typically, and what we're told is to go out and get some knowledge and some skills via education, via trade. Leverage that knowledge, that education, those skills for dollars. So we're going to earn some income to be able to live our lifestyle. We're either going to earn it on a job or we may earn it on a business. But in either case, both of those require us to use our time, our knowledge, our education, our leadership to get those dollars. The second objective is to be able to maintain our lifestyles that we established during our working years or improve it but no longer have to work. In other words, during our retirement or financial independent or freedom years, assets, income-producing assets bring us the income in when we're no longer required to work. Now, what has to happen, however, is during our working years, while we're making that money, providing a lifestyle for ourselves, simultaneously we have to be buying, building, and growing income-producing assets. Now, I'm throwing that income-producing assets out there like everybody knows what that is, but that's not so, because I understand that throughout our working years, more people spend the bulk of their time and their money on cars, on jewelry, on clothes, on trips, on the house that they live in, on the condos that they rent on the beach. But none of those things are income-producing assets for you. Instead, you have to spend a significant amount of your time and money buying and building growing assets like stocks, bonds, your retirement accounts, your 401ks, your 403bs, your TSPs, pensions for those companies that still offer those things. Those are like dinosaurs these days. Your real estate portfolios, annuities, residual-based businesses, any type of business or asset that you buy, build, and grow that will continue to bring you revenue without you having to work. See, in essence, you have to replace yourself. So right now, the masses are giving 40 to 60 hours a week in order to earn enough income for their lifestyle. See, it doesn't matter if you make $30,000 a year or $150,000 a year plus, you cannot retire or become financially independent until you replace those 40 to 60 hours by an asset that you no longer have to provide anymore. Now, here are some of the challenges. See, I imagine that anyone on this line or on our live, if I asked you, how many of you, no matter how much you enjoy what you do now for a living, want to do it for the rest of your days on this earth? Every single week, for the rest of your time on this earth. No one will raise their hand. So that is your realization unless you aggressively, intentionally build income-producing assets. Now, there are some challenges that millions of Americans have been facing consistently but haven't been prepared for. So let's look at some of those obstacles that are keeping hardworking Americans from reaching their financial goals, from obtaining enough cash flow in their retirement account, for having enough cash flow to eliminate their debt. Let's look at it. One, high taxes. See, taxes take up a third of your income. See, imagine, how can you give up a third of your income every single paycheck, yet still expect, realistically, to have enough cash to buy, build, and grow income-producing assets to take care of you down the road? You can't. So you have to have a strategy to minimize that. See, instead of waiting for someone to get elected to pass a bill that's going to give you tax preferential treatment, we're here to teach you that right now, the tax laws in place can take care of you, can show you how to minimize your taxes, keep more of your tax dollars so you now have those dollars to go to work for you to buy, build, and grow income-producing assets. The second is poor credit. See, poor credit is important because right now, 68 million Americans have poor credit. That means they either can't get a mortgage or they're paying too high of an interest rate for that mortgage they're paying. Too high of an interest rate for their car note if they can get a car loan. They're paying too high of an interest rate for the credit card if they can get a credit card. So it's the American way to use OPM, other people's money. But you have to do it at the lowest possible interest rate. And you have to understand how important credit is. It can determine now whether you get selected over someone else for a job position or do they get selected over you. Credit is used to determine your insurance premiums. So you have to have a strategy in place that allow you to build, repair, and maintain strong credit. We're going to tell you how to do that. Too much debt. See, I want you to think about this. Millions of Americans in October of 2018 had this much income coming in, whether it's $30,000 or $200,000 coming in from their jobs. They had this much debt. Well, this much income couldn't pay off all that debt. Again, it doesn't matter whether it's $30,000 income, it's more debt than you can pay off. $150,000 income is more debt than you can pay off. And then what happens? Christmas holiday, the debt goes up, but the income doesn't. So now we're in February 2019, there's not enough money to pay off the debt. But the debt is a robber because it's taking your cash flow because you have to service that debt. That's called the interest payments. So taxes take up a big chunk of your money. So you can't use it to buy, build, and grow income-producing assets. Credit, because of low credit scores, you're having to pay too much for mortgages, too much for car notes, too much for the privilege of using credit cards. The debt is high, so you have high interest payments. So that's more cash flow that you don't have to buy, build, and grow income-producing assets. The result is inadequate investing in savings. If that wasn't bad enough, we weren't taught about inflation. See, inflation grows 2 to 3% every year. See, think about it. If last year you didn't get a pay raise, groceries went up. So you had to use more of your paycheck to buy groceries. The price of gasoline went up. You had to use more of your paycheck to buy gasoline. Since the cost of living went up, but your pay didn't, it required you to spend more of your money out of your paycheck to account for the cost of living, which means that's less money to buy, build, and grow income-producing assets. See, these 5 obstacles we were not prepared for in high school. We were not prepared for in college. And it doesn't matter. Some of you watching the live, or some of you listening live, or you're listening on the replay, or watching on the replay. You graduated from Ivy League. They didn't teach you about these obstacles. You graduated from prestigious private institutions. They didn't teach you. HBCUs, local universities and institutions of higher learning, they didn't teach you about these obstacles. They taught you medicine. They taught you law, engineering, architecture, law enforcement, firefighting, teaching, all these prestigious and knowledge you should be very proud of obtaining, but it's useless for these obstacles. So there's a solution, though. We provide a solution to have you counter these 5 obstacles so you can get that valuable cash flow back, so you can have a strategy in place so you can win financially. It's simple. First, you need more cash flow, and you need smarter financial strategies. Why more cash flow? Because most people aren't putting enough away in their retirement account for it to take care of them in a recent or short enough period of time. Also, you have to learn how money works. See, let me give you an example. Most people don't know how much money they need to have their retirement account in order to be able to walk away and have the interest off of their loan. Let me give you a scenario. If someone needs $5,000 a month to take care of them during their retirement years, that's $60,000 a year, then they're going to need $750,000 in their retirement account. But if you ask someone how much you need during your retirement years, they're going to say $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. Well, $750,000 and put somewhere at 8% will pay you $60,000 a year or $5,000 a month. Well, are you putting enough away to accumulate $750,000? Well, here's a gauge. If you were to put $1,000 a month away at 8% interest for 20 years, that's $589,000. So if you were putting $1,000 away for the next 20 years at 8%, you'd have $589, but you still wouldn't have enough to pay you $5,000 a month. So if you're not putting that amount away and you want $5,000 or more, you're way off track if you're putting $1,000 or less. But most people didn't learn that during their traditional education. So we're going to help you shift $200 to $500 back in your paycheck, but that's not going to be enough. It's a start. So you need more cash flow. And getting more cash flow isn't always easy. See, most people don't want to go out and get another job. Most people don't want to pay tens of thousands of dollars and go out and get another degree. So we're going to show you a way to get more cash flow. But more cash flow alone isn't enough. We know people that had millions of dollars, actors, entertainers, athletes, and then they end up broke. So cash flow isn't enough. You need smart financial strategies. What do you do with the money? Not only how do you make it, how do you manage it? How do you multiply it? Those are smart financial strategies. Next, our system, our flagship product is our income shifting membership. The first thing about that membership is we start shifting valuable dollars back into your pay plan. Now, like I already said, we typically shift an extra $200 to $500 back in people's households. But that isn't enough. Remember, you need over $1,000 a month working for you just in your retirement account. Let alone you need to be buying, building, grow other assets. A fleet of mobile car wash trucks. A fleet of food trucks. A real estate portfolio. So you need a lot of cash working for you. So you need a for-profit business, and you need to manage more of the money that you're already making. Let me show you how we help you do that. Next, our income shifting membership has 5 key cash flow strategies. The first is correcting your tax withholdings. The second is building great credit. Third is minimizing taxes via our cash flow manager software, our debt elimination software, and our fifth and final one, investment education. See, all 5 are important, an important part of the strategy to you to be able to apply successfully to allow you to live life on your terms. See, it's not always about just the money. It's about getting your time back. And now you have more time to spend in the community, more time to spend with your family. You don't miss those very important moments that once they're gone, they're gone. So first, let's talk about correcting tax withholding. This is the fun one. See, if you're listening or you're watching and you're a W-2 employee, the IRS may be talking about you when they say 80% of the workforce has too much money withheld from their paycheck for taxes. So if you don't know, line for line, off the top of your head, how your W-4 is filled out and should be filled out, you may be one of the 100 million Americans that have their W-4 filled out incorrectly. So you have to figure, kick pride and ego to the side. Kick what people think about you to the side. 100 million people have too much money coming out of their paycheck for taxes, and they're losing money. That money is not being used to pay down debt. That money is not being used to spend instead of getting debt. That money is not being used to buy, build, and grow income-producing assets that's going to free your 40 to 60 hours up. Now, many people get it this time of year looking forward to these big tax refunds. Don't get excited about getting your money back. That would be like you bought an outfit from Macy's. And now you take the outfit from back to Macy's and you're excited they gave you your refund back. It's your money. Why would you be excited about getting your own money back from the IRS with 0% interest when all year long the mortgage company is charging you interest for your money? The car company is charging you interest for that car. The credit card company is charging you interest. So you're doing it backwards. You're letting your money sit gaining no interest when you could be using that money to pay down or pay so you don't have interest. So the IRS says it's far better. myEcon says it's far better to maximize your take-home pay and then make those dollars make babies for you. Make those dollars pay down and make your debt go away. Use those dollars to enhance your lifestyle. Buy better foods. Take better care of your family. Not saying you're not doing a good job, but take it to the next level. So our associates typically pick up an extra $200 to $500 a month. Now, let me ask you this. Would you take a little bit of time to learn? Would you take a few dollars to position yourself to put an extra $200 to $500 back in your paycheck? See, if someone told you that the first Friday every month, go down to the convenience store, spend $35 and you're going to get $200 to $500 every single time guaranteed, would you do it? What I'm telling you now is if you invest in our membership, we're going to help you properly adjust your W-4, multiple worksheets in that W-4. And historically, over the past 14 years, we've helped shift $200 to $500 back into their paycheck. No overtime, no asking for promotions, no part-time job. Just getting some knowledge and applying it. See, that misnomer that knowledge is power. No, it's not. Applied knowledge is power. Let's go into our second cash flow stream. See, I already talked about credit being very important. See, something that's so important for your now and your future, I maintain that you cannot afford to delegate it to someone else. See, it's important for you to understand how to repair, build, and maintain great credit. Because if you have this knowledge, you not only can ensure that you do it for yourself, but now you can start talking about it at the dinner table when your children are young. So they grow up hearing that knowledge. The same way when you learn how to adjust the W-4, you'll make sure that your 15 or 16-year-old, when they get their first job, their first paper route, or their first job at the movie theater like it was in my case, or their first job with McDonald's, they know how to fill their W-4 out properly. See, if you didn't teach them, they don't know, because the job's not teaching how to do that. So now, credit is so important for what you're spending now on credit cards and cars, what you're spending for the next 30 years on this mortgage. Are you going to save yourself hundreds of thousands of dollars by bringing your credit score up and those interest rates down. So what we do is we provide in our system a 10-module, 26-video system that gives you the blueprint, the step-by-step of how to repair, build, and maintain great credit. So I want you to think about this. If you can bake, the reason you're able to bake is because at some point in time, someone gave you the recipe. If you know how to change a tire, it's because at some point, someone gave you the step-by-step process to change that tire. You know how to tie your shoes because someone gave you the step-by-step process to do so. Well, we're going to give you the step-by-step process to obtain personal financial success. The first part of it is if you're a W-2 employee, maximizing your take-home pay. The second part of it is gaining control of your credit score, repairing, building, and maintaining a great score, and then being able to teach your children and those behind you the same thing. The third part of that process is minimizing your taxes. See, the first obstacle is high taxes, losing a third of your income. And unfortunately, there's millions of Americans that believe that the political system is their answer. Outside of the political system, they have no shot. And that's 100% incorrect. There's people that were crying because their candidate didn't get elected, and they felt that their candidate was the only shot of a fair tax law getting passed that would give them tax preferential treatment. But that's 100% incorrect. I'm telling you right now, the tax laws that are in place can benefit you. Think about this. Business owners have access to over 470 deductions that employees do not have. They get to write off so many more things that employees do not have. So immediately, employees have the disposition of, it's just not fair. It's just not right. Who's going to do something for us? Well, CEOs, you are going to do something for you. See, tonight you can invest less than $50 in yourself, and now that same vehicle you're driving anyway, the same vehicle myself and my other colleagues that are business owners get to write off, you now start getting to write your vehicle off. So tomorrow, when you start driving your vehicle, if the miles you write aren't tax deductible, it's your fault. It's not because some laws are in place against you. No, we're going to show you how to position yourself to take advantage of laws that are in place right now that says if you're a business owner, even on a part-time basis, even web-based, you now have the ability to write your vehicle off. You now have the ability to write the cell phone off, internet access that you're already spending money on. See, if today you didn't write none of that stuff off, if in 2018 you didn't write none of that stuff off, it had nothing to do with your political affiliation. It had nothing to do with who was in office. All it had to do with you, the CEO, did you or did you not position yourself as an entrepreneur? Now, tonight you can invest $49.95 in yourself so you're an entrepreneur and you can write these things off. You traveled in 2018. If you didn't write any of those expenses off, it's your fault. Guess what? 2019, you can. You might not have known last year, but in 2019, you now know that if you join the business club like myself and over 70,000 people that we've helped already in this company, you now can start writing your travel off. When you become a business owner, you now can write your travel off. There is no such thing as traveling for a family reunion. You schedule business in North Carolina and you just enjoy your family while you're there. There's no such thing as a vacation. It's a business trip, and you enjoy yourself on your downtime. You change the way you think. There is no such thing as a barbecue when you're a business owner like myself. If you're going to have people over and you're going to be spending money, they better hear about your business. All of my friends hear about my business. All of them sign in and they get information about my business. I talk business every single day. So guess what? A percentage of those groceries that I put on that grill now become tax deductible. See, you don't need a politician to pass some bill for you to do that. You just need to execute your right as the CEO of your economy and take action tonight. Well, guess what? If you're watching or you're listening and you're a parent, if you're a parent and you have been a business owner with us, you get a double benefit. Because any business owner gets to pay wages, but the IRS says if you're a parent, you get to pay your children wages for helping you in your business. You can have them help you wash the company car. You can have them take pictures with you, post it on your social media, put it on your myEcon website, and pay them from using their likeness to help you market the business. Take new pictures, pay them for the photo shoot, document it. Have them download images for you to post. Have them check your social media for you. There's a lot of things that you can get them to do. And now when you pay them the wages, now that's the money they use to go to the movies with their friends. That's the money they use to pay for their karate classes, their piano lessons, their private school, their daycare, their aftercare. There's levels to this. See, if you weren't writing any of that off, it's either because you didn't know, which won't be the case after tonight. It will be only because you didn't invest $49.95 in yourself to now have a web-based business to execute. See, so these first three cash flow streams give you the ability to shift more dollars back in your paycheck. Now you have cash to pay the debt down. Now you have more cash to invest in your retirement account. Now you have more cash to buy, build, and grow income-producing assets. It's going to give you the ability to have the tools you need to learn and then apply what you learn to repair, build, and grow great credit. And now you can share that information and teach others. It's going to give you the ability to take your current lifestyle expenses and make them legal, moral, and ethical, tax-deductible business expenses, taking advantage of tax laws that are already in place. Next, debt elimination. See, if you have a $200 a month car note, when you pay your car note, you now shift $200 back into your financial budget. So eliminating debt increases your cash flow. But guess what? The faster you pay that debt off, the less you pay for that item you're buying over time. So you also save money. You save money and you return money back in there. But most people in the traditional education system aren't given debt elimination strategies. So we train you on how to eliminate debt and the importance of it. We help you shift valuable dollars back into your paychecks. We help you build income. How do we help you build income? If I just helped you put $200 to $500 back into your paycheck, don't you think there's other people that want to know how to do that too? That they will gladly spend $35 a month to put $200 to $500 a month back into their paycheck? Well, guess what? Every time you show someone how to do that, that earns you revenue also. So we help you get extra cash flow to start aggressively, rapidly eliminating that debt. And guess what? Again, it's not something that's taught. So we have a debt elimination software that walks you through step by step how to prioritize that debt. Which ones to put first, then next, then next. And you start paying them off in that order, and it gets rid of that debt most efficiently. Now, the fifth and final cash flow strategy is investment education. See, you have to learn the language of money. How do you turn your cash into assets that bring you more cash? What's a stock? What's a bond? What's an annuity? What's dollar cost averaging? What's compound interest? How do you set up an investment account? So would you agree that there are people out there that have jobs that do not have retirement accounts for their employees? So if you're told to go to school, get a good education, use that education to position yourself in a good paying job, use some of the money from that job to put in a retirement account provided for that job, and then down the road, that retirement account would take care of you. So my question is this. For those million Americans, that's the only strategy they were taught, what are they to do? They didn't learn while they were coming through the traditional education system that if the job you get doesn't have one, what you should do. So what are they to do? We're going to help them. And it's understanding the language of money, understanding how investments work. What are strategies that you can use? How do you get the best return on your investment? Where do you put your money that gives you the biggest bang? Where do you put your money that makes you the most money babies? So how do you multiply it? And then you have to learn the importance of owning a piece of America. See, if we were taught when we were young the importance of owning a piece of America, and we watched our parents by what they did. See, instead of buying me a Easter outfit, instead they bought me some stock. They bought me a CD. Now I own a piece of America. Every holiday I'm getting another piece of America. When you think like that, then your financial legacy is being built year after year after year instead of financing someone else's legacy. See, Valentine's Day, billions of dollars went to financing someone else's legacy. So if you bought flowers, you bought chocolate, that's okay. But know that you financed someone else's legacy. Christmas, you financed someone else's legacy. Every single holiday, they have the masses programmed to finance someone else's legacy. And they do it willingly and knowingly because they don't understand how money works. They would never do that if they know they were funding someone else's legacy and not funding theirs. So the reason millions of Americans can't retire is because their entire working career, they were funding someone else's retirement. So we're going to change that. And don't worry, if you're in your 50s, we're going to help you catch up fast because of how you're going to be able to make your money. So let's go on and talk a little bit more about the things that we utilize, in other words, to give people the head start, to have people compound their results. See, if you would look, it's clear as day. All you need to do is look at those people in your top 10 or top 20 most financially successful in America. It's your list. You did the research. You put it together. Now all you have to do is copy the blueprint. Let me tell you what their blueprint is if you're not quite sure. Whether it's the Oprahs, the Bill Gates, the Zuckerbergs, the Bob Johnsons, the Jeff Bezos of Amazon, the first $100 billion man. Let me tell you what their blueprint is. First, they're business owners. They're not employees. They're business owners. Why? Because as a business owner, you own the equity that your labor and time is building. Think about it. That's how we make our decision whether we're going to be renters or buyers. We know if we pay $1,500 a month rent, we're paying a mortgage off. We just won't own the equity. We won't own the house at the end of the day. So we would much rather position ourselves as the home buyer so that equity that we're building, we own. Well, guess what? When you go to work and you spend your 40 to 60 hours a week, every single week, on that job, you're building equity. But guess what? You don't own it. Now, we buy in. We're team players. We say things like, we just expanded. We just opened up enough locations. We just went public. No, we didn't. They did. You don't own any of it. It's not yours. Here's the test, and then I'll move on, that it's not we. So you're a supervisor. You're a manager. You got your name on the door. That's your office, your desk. Tell them one day that, you know what? You're not going to work anymore for the rest of this year. You're going to take time off. In fact, you're not even going to work anymore. And you're going to send your son or daughter that just came out of college to take your office. They're going to laugh at you because it's not your office. It's their office. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid. Be proud of all your accomplishments, but no, there's no we. You need to be a business owner so you own some of the equity that you're building. Second, being a business owner gives you the tax advantages. You got to stop losing a third of your income. So you look at all those 20 people on your list. They're business owners. Now, there are owners of businesses that they don't have to kill to eat. That means their pay is not linear. In other words, they don't have to exchange their time, knowledge, and energy to make money. Whether they go in or not, they make money. In other words, your business has to give you the ability to have a leveraged pay system. In other words, you need to make money off other people's efforts, time, talent, education, and leadership. That may sound strange because we weren't taught to think that way, but ask yourself this. Who's making money off your time, knowledge, education, leadership, and money when you go to work tomorrow? The McDonald's when you stopped and got your cup of coffee, or the gas station when you filled up? The parking lot that you may have to park in when you get to work? The manager of the company, the owner of the company, the shareholders, a whole bunch of people. And that's normal. But ask yourself this. Tomorrow, other than your own, whose time, knowledge, education, leadership, and money are you making money off of? If the answer is no one, then you're violating the principles that all 20 of those people on your list are using. So you not only have to be a business owner, but you have to have leveraged income. You have to have residual income. In other words, Are you getting paid today, this week, off work you did 1 month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago? That means you're only paid one time off those hours. But guess what? Your phone carrier gets paid every single month off you being a customer. Your utilities company gets paid every single month off you being a customer. Netflix gets paid every single month off all their subscribers. So we help you modify your pay system. Go from having only a linear pay system to also a leverage and residual pay system. Next is trends. Look at Walmart. They sell groceries. They sell car tires. They sell golf clubs. They sell adult clothes. They sell baby clothes. They sell golf balls. They sell eyeglasses. They sell jewelry. They're a one-stop shop. So your business needs to allow you to do business in multiple billion-dollar industries simultaneously. So not only does it make you allow to make money fast, but allows the income to be sustainable. And wealth is the friend of speed. That doesn't mean get rich quick scheme. That means there's a lot of people, millions of people wanting something at the same time. See, you don't think get rich quick scheme when Apple makes $1 billion in one day. See, if March 1st they launched their release of our iPhone 15, you can rest assured that they're going to sell 1 million units of that iPhone 15 on March 1st. Well, at $1,000 a pop, that's $1 billion in one day. You would never say that's a get-rich-quick scheme. So you have to change your mentality and understand that wealth loves speed. So now, our flagship product is our income-shifting membership. And it not only gives you the ability to become an entrepreneur, a business owner, but it gives you the ability to share that membership with any and everyone you know that can benefit off any or all of the elements or components of it. And I relate that to a Walmart expanding their franchises. Except these memberships cost $49.95. But guess what? Not only are you in our flagship business of empowering people to improve their finances, but guess what? Every single one of those businesses are given a personalized website that has a product page. The product page puts all of our associates in multiple billion-dollar industries simultaneously. So you look at a Walmart. They got groceries. They got car tires. They got clothes. They got jewelry. They got eyeglasses. All those things. Well, all of our associates, in addition to our flagship product, they have an online mall. That's online shopping, a multiple billion-dollar industry. We have contracts with over 1,000 stores. Many of them are household names. Walmart, Macy's, Best Buy, BrandsMart, Staples, Toys R Us, Vistaprint, household names. So now someone can go to your website 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, while you sleep and shop. Because they shop at those businesses through your site, they get cash back and you get commission. Make money while you sleep. Next, you're also in the travel business. But not the travel business where they're calling you up, asking you what fares look like, calling you up, can you book a hotel, calling you up saying I missed my flight, can you book me another one? No. They go to your link, click on it, sends them the Priceline. They already know how to use Priceline. They've been using it before. Now they're using it through your site and getting the same quality of service, same discounts, same support, except now you make money in your sleep while they're booking hotels, renting cars, booking cruises, booking vacations. Make money while you sleep. 2 more billion-dollar industries. Next, identity theft. There's so many people I know that rush to file their taxes. Why? Because they're praying that someone else didn't steal their ID and file before them. ID theft protection is a billion-dollar industry. Well, guess what? While they're shopping, they can pick up a little ID theft protection from your site. Again, one-stop shop, multiple income stream from the same business. Guess what? We have a retail version of our credit repair system. See, there are people that already have businesses, but they want to improve their credit. One of the things they don't want is they don't want their information floating around with third-party individuals. Well, guess what? When you're doing it yourself, once you have the blueprint to do it yourself, you're dealing directly with the credit bureaus. You now eliminate the risk of exposure of your private information through third-party individuals. And in addition to that, you now address 100% of your credit score and not just 35% like the companies that do it for you. So now someone can go to your website and now get any of that or all of that while you sleep. Last but not least, and of course we have many, many more products than this, but this is what we're showing right now, is our cash flow manager software. Think about it. You cannot be a successful realtor, insurance agent, personal trainer, independent contractor of any kind if you're not paying detailed attention to your income, to your expenses, to the mileage that you're expending when you go to all your appointments, your open houses, you're seeing clients, without keeping track of your receipts. Our system gives you the ability to take digital images. You download an app on your smartphone, tablet, or computer, and now you're keeping track of all those 4 things that I talked about. So now all of those professions that I talked about now can go to your website and purchase that. No matter what they buy from your site, whenever they buy it, you earn income. Now, every time you share a membership, you just open up another outlet that has all of that, becomes a one-stop shop, and you eat off of all of that. Let me talk to you about the benefits of that, the financial reward of that. See, if you can just focus on helping other people, empowering other people with the knowledge and tools they need to improve their personal finances, then all of your financial goals and dreams will be met. Just focus on empowering others. And guess what? Our compensation plan helps you do that. How? We have the fastest pay and promotion system in the industry. See, once you've shared this membership one time, the first time you share this membership, and I say share and not sell it, because guess what? I'm sharing information with you that can put more of your dollars back in your paycheck. See, I don't have to sell you on getting more of your money. Either you want more of your money or you don't. I don't have to sell you on lowering your taxes. Either you want to lower your taxes or you don't. I don't have to sell you on repairing, building, and maintaining great credit and the benefits of that. You either want to do that or you don't. I don't have to sell you on understanding the importance of how money works so you can have your money make babies for you and help you get down the road. You either want to do that or you don't. I share the information, you take it in, get your questions answered, and you take action. So it's the same thing. So it's easy. It's less than $50 for someone to position themselves to totally change their financial situation. You earn $10 the first time you share it, then on that same person you earn 5% income matching for as long as they're in the industry, as long as they're in myEcon. Well, guess what? Once you've sold one membership, you're now promoted to Executive Vice President. Going forward, every membership you share, you now earn $50 up front. $50, unlimited, 1 week later. Someone pays $49.95 to help themselves, not you. You earn $50 on that. Now, guess what? That's work you did. See, we have a leverage pay system. So I want you to think of someone, anyone that you know that can use an extra $200 to $500 going back into their paycheck. Someone you know that may be interested in minimizing their taxes or building their credit. Well, you shared that membership with them. Now you just got promoted. Now, guess what? You share one other person. They get the membership. You just made $50. Well, that person says, you know what? I'm going to give this information to my brother. That brother gets in the business, gets a membership. You just earned $50. Excuse me, $40 on that. $50 on the work you did, $40 on the work that they did. That brother tells their neighbor, you just earned another $40. That's leveraged pay. So unlimited upfront 50s on what you do and unlimited 40s on what your team does. That's a leveraged pay system. So we have individuals who make an extra $50 a week to an extra $15,000 a week because it's a leveraged pay system. But now, as your team is growing, you get residual income on those memberships. See, as they keep their business active, so one, they maintain their status as a business owner, and two, they maintain the dollars that they shifted back into their household. Well, guess what? You start earning up to $8 a month residual income. See, the reason Netflix does so well, they have over 150 million subscribers that pay them anywhere from $7.99 to $16.99 a month. So you have the ability to build a team of 100 people, 500 people, 2,000 people, 5,000 people, or beyond, earning up to $8 a month residual income. Now, all you have to do is decide can you or can you not share this with enough people that you at least have 3 people take advantage of this information? We call that the principle of 3. Text it, email it, post it on Facebook or Instagram, whatever you need to do to get enough information out to have at least 3. So I say that to say, if you believe that as valuable all this information is, that 3 people will be able to benefit off of it in your circle, then it only makes sense that those 3 can do the same thing. Now you have 9 more people on your team. Well, those 9 can do it too. Now you have another 27 people on your team. Those 27 do it. Now you have another 81 on your team. Those 81 do it. Now you have another 243 people on your team. That's over 300 plus already. Those 243 do it. That means now you have another 729 on your team. That's over 1,000 people already. It doesn't matter if that took 6 months. It doesn't matter if that took a year, because now you earn up to $8 a month residual income over 1,000 people. Let's look at how it could grow. 25 new memberships a week. That's going to pay an extra $1,000 a week. After 12 months of that, that's 1,250 people on your team. That's up to $8 a month residual, $10,000 a month residual income. Sharing information. Those people sharing information. Those people sharing information. It might start with you just getting those 3. As it grows to 100 new applications, another new enrollees every single week, that's up to $4,000 a week of income. 5,000 new people on your team after a 12-month period, earning up to $40,000 a month. See, the reason $40,000 a month before now seems like a lot is because most people don't think, what can I alone do to make $40,000 a month? And it's only a very small percentage that have a skill and talent that they can leverage to make $40,000 a month. But in business, you do it all the time because you have a leverage pay system. Then you get residual income of all that work that you've already done. It's a cumulative effect. What happens if it starts growing? 250 plus new memberships a week. And absolutely, we have people in myEcon executing at all those levels. Well, that's an extra $12,000 or $10,000 a week. But at the end of that year, 12,500 new people on your team, earning you up to $8 a month each, earning you up to $100,000 a month. Now, the only difference between $100,000 a year and $100,000 a month, $40,000 a year, and $40,000 a month is belief. See, once you get the knowledge, the blueprint, the step-by-step of what you need to do to become financially independent, your belief system goes up. You now know how to do it, so now because your belief system goes up, now you take some action. The reason you aren't further ahead financially is because there are some actions that you did not take that would have given you the results. So I'm giving you the knowledge. I'm giving you the tools. I'm giving you the vehicle. So now it's up to you, CEO, to take action. So not only are you earning that upfront money, earning the residual income, don't forget people are still going to your website and booking travel. Still going to the mall's website and shopping on the mall. Buying ID theft protection. They're still buying the credit system, the do-it-yourself credit system. See, it's better to teach a man how to fish than to give him fish. You're still earning up to 55% of all the retail sales that go through your website and up to 20% on your team's website. There's only one thing left to do. There's only one thing left, CEO. And really, it's 0 things or 1 thing. So it's one thing left to do, and that's just enroll. It's to get back with the person immediately. You need to call them, text them, direct message them, Facebook them, Instagram them, carrier pigeon them, email them, whatever you need to do tonight to execute. You're going to get your own personalized website, access to our world-class business system, our income shifting and membership. So immediately tonight, you're going to learn how to shift, properly adjust your W-4 to start shifting your valuable dollars back into your pay system. You get immediate access tonight to our smart credit system, our videos that give you the blueprint. Immediate access to our tax record keeping software. The first entry you're going to put in is the $49.95 that you leverage to get in business. It's 100% tax deductible. You get access to our debt elimination software. So once the shift kicks in, and you now have this cash flow, you'll already know how to start applying it to your debt to get debt free. You have immediate access to our archive of investment trainings that we've already done. You now have access to the live ones we do once a month. So you can now learn how money works. So in essence, in this short period of time, we showed you how you can make more money. How you can manage that money, lowering your taxes, keep more money. How you can multiply that money, how money works, how to compound it, how to grow it. $49.95 to get started, 100% tax deductible. After 30 days, $34.95 to maintain your business. See now, instead of taking $35 to the convenience store and doing a scratch off and hoping you're getting $200 or hoping you're getting $500, you use that $35 to keep those $200 to $500 that we already shifted back into your paycheck coming in, and you have to pay none of it back. We're going to help you write your lifestyle off. See, all the things that we weren't taught, you're going to be taught. You now will have the blueprint to obtain personal financial success, to get your time back, to live life on your terms, to get up when you want, to do what you want, to go where you want, stay as long as you want, come back when you want, spend quality time with the people you want. Thank you for taking time, for listening, for watching. Get back to the person, get all your questions answered, and take action. You missed 100% of the shots you don't take. You have absolutely nothing to lose unless you do not take action. You know you're going to drive your car tomorrow. You know you're going to take Uber tomorrow. You know you're going to go out and eat lunch tomorrow. You know you're going to use your cell phone tomorrow. You know you're going to go online tomorrow. You know you're going to travel this year. You know you're going to take care of children if you have children. So you already know there's going to be some money on the table. But you and you alone, CEO, decide tonight if you're going to keep more of it. So I hope you make the decision so you start keeping more of your money. Start managing more of your money. Start multiplying your money. Thank you. God bless, and good night.